All right, let's get right into it. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the sneaky playbook some bosses use when they want you gone but can't legally fire you. We're going to look at some really clever and, frankly, kind of dark tactics, like weaponized workloads and engineered failure, all inspired by some great scenarios from the YouTube channel Donald vs. System.
You know that feeling, right? It's that pit in your stomach when the whole vibe at work just shifts. Suddenly projects get weird, meetings happen without you, and you just get this sense that something's off. You start wondering, am I imagining this? Am I just being paranoid? Well, here's the thing. You're not. This isn't just in your head. What you're likely experiencing are calculated moves in a very subtle corporate game. It's a game designed to make you question your own sanity and your job. So let's unpack how it's played. So when a manager decides they want you out, but they don't have a good reason to fire you, the battle doesn't just stop. Oh no, it just goes underground. It turns into this unspoken war. It's not fought with loud arguments, but with quiet, relentless, systemic pressure.
You'll notice the change. Their goal isn't about managing you or helping you grow anymore. It's about control. It's about containing you, frustrating you, and ultimately pushing you to walk out that door on your own. And one of the first weapons they'll grab is your own to-do list.
And this is the first major play from the book Weaponizing Your Workload. Now, look, we're all busy, but this is different. This is about being strategically buried in work.
And that's the whole point, right? When you and everyone around you is just trying to keep your head above water, you don't have the time and the energy to ask the hard questions. You can't connect with your coworkers to see if they're getting the same treatment. You're just too tired to fight back.
Exactly. It's not a bug, it's a feature. The exhaustion is the goal. It shuts down any pushback, it stops people from organizing, and it keeps you so trapped in the day-to-day grind that you can't even dream of updating your LinkedIn profile, let alone resisting.
And you'll hear it disguised in this slick corporate jargon. Remember Ravi in the source material? He comes with actual data showing the workload is impossible, and his boss just smiles and calls it a prioritization opportunity. It's a total smokescreen. The real objective is to wear you down until you just comply.
Okay, but it gets even more twisted. The next tactic is what we call engineered failure. This is where the system isn't just designed to burn you out, it's designed to make it look like you're the one who's failing.
Just imagine this. A huge project goes completely off the rails. You try to do a post-mortem, right? You try to figure out, okay, who made this bad call? But every lead goes cold. It's like you're chasing a ghost in the machine. Nobody seems to be responsible.
And this is how they do it. They create this perfect circle of blame. The project manager says, hey, the VP told me to do it. The VP says, well, sales overpromised. Sales says, engineering said it was possible. And engineering just points right back at the project manager. It's a flawless, closed loop where no one is ever at fault.
So the system itself becomes the weapon. It's built to make sure that any failure rolls downhill and lands on the person with the least amount of power, you. Meanwhile, everyone in management is totally protected. You're left holding the bag for a failure that was literally designed to have no author.
All right, next up, they start messing with your future. This is career sabotage. And this is where you get that sinking realization that the rules you thought you were playing by, yeah, they're not the real rules. Let's look at this classic example of Sam versus Dana. Sam is doing everything you're supposed to do. He's transparent, he's hustling, he's building support, he's making his case, he's playing the game out in the open. But then you have Dana. She just has one quiet little chat behind a closed door.
So, take a guess. Who gets the big project? Sam with all his hard work and presentations? Or Dana with her one secret conversation?
Yep, it went to Dana. And that is such a brutal lesson to learn. That the most critical decisions about your career, your projects, your future, they often have nothing to do with your actual performance. They're made in back channels and private talks that you are deliberately locked out of. That exclusion, that is the tactic.
So when you see all these things happening, what do you do? Well, the first step is to zoom out. You have to stop looking at them as individual problems and start seeing the pattern.
These things we've talked about, the crazy workload, the project that was designed to fail, being shut out of key meetings, these aren't just a string about luck. They're all pages from the exact same playbook, all designed to isolate you and turn up the heat.
And this is probably the most important thing to get. You're not just having a bad week or dealing with a disorganized boss. You are witnessing a system, a deliberate, intentional system that is designed to get a very specific result. And that result?
It's you resigning. That's the endgame. It's what's known as constructive dismissal. They make your job so unbearable, so draining, so toxic that quitting feels like your idea, like you're choosing to leave. But you're not. You're being pushed out in a game that was rigged against you from the start.
But here's the good news. Just understanding this, just being able to put a name to it, that gives you some power back. The moment you can look at an impossible deadline and say, this is a weaponized workload, you're no longer just a victim. You're a player who understands the dirty tricks, and now you can start thinking about your own strategy.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question raised by the source material. When you see all these blame loops and secret decisions and engineered failures, you just have to ask yourself, what is so weak or so broken inside this company that it needs all of this elaborate armor to protect it? What is this whole game really defending? And that's a question we're sitting with.